All right, another quick one. This is how to correctly size an air condition for a particular space. Most people have been asking the question, and I have to give an answer to the question now because I am chanced today. This is how to correctly size an AC for a space. So this is what you need to know about this. This is as simple as what you've just seen. It's not that hard or it's not that difficult as we may see it to be. Now, if you enter a particular space, why I'm actually making this video are for people that are doing a bigger jobs, like people who install in hotels, who install in government-oriented places and other places, understand? Because those kind of people, they calculate their load and they calculate what they actually need at a particular time, understand? They calculate where it's running and where it's not running. So in such places, you need to calculate how the space looks like and how you need to, or the kind of AC you need to install in that place. Now, what you need to put into consideration is the area of that place. How do you calculate your area? If this happens to be a room, understand, then this room has this, the room has this, understand? With this now, you'll be able to calculate the area of the space, understand? Get the measurement of this, and multiply it, then you know what actually is the area of the place. Now, let's say if we want to get the area of the place, we say if this is 5 and this seems to be 4, that's to say it's equals to 20. Do you get it? It's equals to 20. Now, this 20 now, you need to calculate it by the BTU. BTU means British Thermal Unit. You need to calculate it by BTU. Understand? This is what we use to know the size of an air condition. You need to calculate it by BTU. BTU means British Thermal Unit. That is the full meaning of BTU. Now, BTU has a particular number, has a particular constant that you use it to multiply by this to know the size of the AC you need to get for it. Now, let's say in an enclosed place. When I mean an enclosed place, I mean a place that doesn't actually have enough windows. It may have window, but it may be a smaller window, or it's not actually that large. Understand? It's not actually that large room. So if you are dealing with an enclosed place, understand, with an enclosed place, you go with 600 BTU. You multiply this by 600 BTU. Then if it is a kind of large place with widely open windows, understand, you will now calculate it by 800 BTU. Do you get it? Now, this 800 BTU, okay, let's say we are dealing with 600 BTU. 600 BTU, we now have to multiply it with the room size. This is the room size, which is the area of the room. The room size is 20, and we are dealing with 600 BTU. This times this, you see that you are getting 1,200 BTU. This 1,200 BTU is actually equated to be 1.5 horsepower. Do you get it? It's actually equated to be 1.5 horsepower. That is how you can size an air condition. Now, in a particular bigger space, after calculating the room size, understand? After calculating the room size to be 20, then you now want to go for a higher BTU, which is 20 multiplied by 800 BTU. That is about 1,600 BTU. You get it? 1,600 British Thermal Unit. Now, this British Thermal Unit, we don't have an air condition of this size. Understand? If you go to market, you cannot see an air condition of this size. So you will now either you bring it a little bit down or you take it a little bit forward. Now, this is what it means. It lies between 1,200 to 18,000 BTU. Yes, 1800 BTU, 1200 to 1800 BTU. I don't know if you get my point. If you are dealing with a bigger space, understand, and you need to calculate it with 800 BTU. Mind you, you must know your room size. I'm just using this for example, but you must know your room size, which is, in my own case, my room size here is 20 meters square, and 20 square meter, and I'm dealing with a bigger space, which is I'm using 800 BTU to do the calculation for me to be able to size my air condition, correctly size my air condition. Now, after calculating everything, it gives me this. Understand? It gives me this, which is 1600 BTU. This 1600 BTU, you can go through the market, you will not see an air condition that is bearing this 1600 BTU. So for you to help the air condition, understand, for you to help the system, either the electrical system or the generating plant or anything around there, you can go lower. Now, because why we actually do this is that as an AC installer or as an AC technician, you will work with an electrical engineer in the place, understand, in the space. Then you are known as a mechanical engineer. You are known as a mechanical engineer, but you must be affiliated with an electrical engineer in the space. So the electrical engineer can now give you, go ahead, okay, let's go with something bigger. The generator or the operating plant, the power plant can still contain us. Then you now go with 1800 BTU. This 1800 BTU, you've actually gone like 200 BTU above what you've calculated, or if you want to go lesser, you can still go 400 BTU below what you've calculated, but you can't see this in the market, understand? Which means you need to rate above it. Then if you want to go for this, then I would even advise you go for 1 horsepower in 2 places. But if there is no space to go for all of that, you can just go for this. This is, as I told you before, this is either 1.5 horsepower and this is 2 horsepower here. 2 horsepower and this is 1.5. So it is either you come a little bit down or you still go higher. That's how you can get this settled. Now, what if the room size is quite bigger than that? What if the room size is about 50? Say the area of the room is 50 square meter. 50 square meter. Now, putting that 50 square meter into the same condition, it is either the room has a space or the room doesn't have a space. If the room doesn't have a space, doesn't have enough windows or enough open space where the sunlight can come into the room. If you have enough space where sunlight can come into the room, that's where you now calculate it using 800 BTU. But if you don't have enough sunlight coming into the place, you can now go with 600 BTU. That is to say the place is actually sealed. That is what it means. If you don't have enough sunlight coming in, like you don't have enough window, you only have a smaller space and you don't have enough window, that is to say the place is totally sealed, which means you can go with 600 BTU. But if the place is quite open with enough window, you are going with 800 BTU. You get that, right? Now, calculating this with 800 BTU, you now say multiply by 800 BTU. This by this will give us this is about 30. Okay, yeah, this is 40. This is 40,000. This is 40,000 BTU. Yeah, this is 40,000 BTU now. You are not quoting a split unit for this. If you want to quote a split unit for this, which means you will need to break it down to like size either 3 horsepower or 3 horsepower in places that could amount to this, or you say 2 horsepower in places that could amount to this BTU. You get it, right? 2 horsepower in places that could amount to this BTU. So with that, now you will effectively size an air conditioner for a particular space. You will correctly size an air conditioner for a particular space where you need an air conditioner to be installed. Understand? And with this, you have efficient cooling capacity. Understand? No place will be cooler and the other place will seems dull. Everywhere will cool efficiently. So that's how it is. This 4,000 BTU, you can say you want to go with 2,000. Okay, let me just say 1,800. This 1,800 now, that's to say you are going with 2 pieces of that, 2 pieces of 2 horsepower air condition and 1 piece of 1 horsepower air condition. So with that now you'll be able to cover the space. Or if you want to go with 3 horsepower, 3 horsepower is 20 to 28 BTU. 20 to 28 BTU. Now 20 BTU, which is 3 horsepower. So you can now go with 3 horsepower in 2 places. You'll be able to cover this 4,000 BTU at once. So with that, efficiency has come in. Understand? There is no point lagging. There is no point that is actually falling short. Everywhere is moving forward. So that is just it. So with this now, this is how to calculate or correctly size an air condition for a particular space, either a room, a sitting room, a dining, or an office space. Understand? So thank you very much for giving a listening ears, and if you are watching me for the first time, do well to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button as I keep posting videos related to air condition, and also do well to like the video, share. Thank you very much.